All right. We are covering the Timberwolves. They lose again. But they didn't just lose to any team. They lost to the team that I grew up idolizing and loving and cherishing and hoping I could one day play for. The Timberwolves lost to the New York Knicks tonight, 106-104. The Knicks improved to 9-9 on the season. The Wolves dropped to 5-13 on the year. Man, that was an exciting game. That had a lot of roller coaster moments that I was just happy to watch the game. I guess I was, I don't follow the Knicks as much as I used to after relocating, but I guess I kind of wanted them to win anyway. Just like for old time's sake, for the memories of the Ewings and the Spreewells and Isaiah Thomas ruining the franchise and all that stuff, and Eddie Curry stealing money from the Knicks. So good, the Knicks won. Alright, so I look at my notes. The Knicks, they started off with a 9-2 run to start the first quarter, and this is where you saw where the game was headed. All along, you kind of knew that they were headed this way because you had Courtney Lee, Porzingis, Derrick Rose was getting in the act. Melo was very silent in the first quarter. He was silent all game long. But the point is that, they had a balanced attack. And the Wolves, all season long, they don't have a balanced attack. They have Karl-Anthony Towns, Wiggins, Zach LaVine, and a bunch of guys. Their role players completely do nothing to contribute. And when these three young studs that Timberwolves have, when those guys are either struggling or not in the ball game, they're taking a rest, that's when the Wolves fall behind. So that's what we saw. Karl-Anthony Towns was unbelievably on fire. He was 2 points shy of setting a new franchise record for most points in a quarter. He had 22 points to start in the first frame, and he was unbelievable because he's such a quick learner. I'd say Karl-Anthony Towns is learning a lot from each and every game, and this was a prime example of that. He didn't commit silly fouls like he did, last month or a couple of weeks ago. I think he only had 2 fouls in the game, but the fouls, however many he had, they were smart fouls, and not only that, but he was taking smart shots. He wasn't jacking up threes. He attempted some threes, but they were within the flow of the offense. He wasn't just jacking them up hoping they would go in. And because he was taking such high percentage shots, he didn't miss a shot. According to my notes, when did he first miss a shot? I think he hit 10. He went 10 for 10 from the field before missing his first shot, his first field goal attempt. And all told, he had 47 points, a new career high. Incredible. But then again, like I said, the Knicks have a lot more depth. A lot of teams have a lot more depth than the Wolves, and that's why the Knicks controlled until halftime. It was the halftime score was 58-49. So the Knicks established early on that they had more depth, and that was why they were ahead. And it was interesting. Courtney Lee was injured. He didn't return to the game. And the Wolves still didn't take advantage. You would think, Ricky Rubio against, Sasha Vujacic, you would think that the Wolves would have an advantage, and they didn't. Chris Dunn didn't do much. Tyus Jones didn't do much. So I think the Wolves' point guards really dropped the ball by not taking advantage of Courtney Lee being out for an extended time. He didn't return. Kristaps Porzingis, though, let's talk about him because that was really the key matchup in the whole ball game. Karl-Anthony Towns had a great game, but Porzingis he did his thing as well. 29 points, 8 boards, 4 assists. You know, I'm really impressed. I haven't seen him this year yet, Zingas. I'm really impressed at how he plays great position defense without fouling. You know, I knew he could shoot it like Dirk Nowitzki. I knew that he could put it on the deck. I knew about the whole, you know, he could get offensive rebounds and dunk it. I knew about all that. But now he's putting his defense together. You know, not becoming, I don't think, a great shot blocker, but he is playing very good position defense without fouling, and that's going to take him to all-star status, which I think he is now. He's scoring 20 points a game, and he's a hell of a player. I think that the sky's the limit for him as well. So, you know, going into the third quarter, this is a bad quarter all season long for the Wolves. So I was really interested to see, you know, would they come out in the second half and just completely collapse, and they didn't. So, you know, that was encouraging if you're a Wolves fan to see that they didn't resort back to their bad third quarter form. But the Dick, yeah, I just said the Dicks. Yes, I did. Okay, the Knicks went on a 24-10 run in between the third and fourth quarter. And their biggest lead was 99-82, and this was in the fourth quarter. And I was thinking, yeah, I guess the Wolves gave it their best shot. You know, they're gonna lose now. I figured that was the end. That was the beginning of the end. But the Wolves showed some heart. They showed a lot of heart. They went on a 20-3 run, according to my notes. And they really rode those young studs to this point where they were actually in the game. Karl-Anthony Towns was doing his thing. Not only did he score all these points, 47 as I mentioned, guy had 18 boards. I mean, just gobbling up rebound after rebound after rebound. And that's what they needed, man. They need to the Wolves. They need to show this kind of heart because they have the talent. They really do. It's all about putting it together, and you know, to erase a 17-point deficit in less than a quarter of action. That's a hell of a job. So. You know, so then it was Zach LaVine 3 with 49 seconds to go. That tied the game. Okay, then it was, let's see. All right, I know we're all my New York people. I know what you guys are waiting for. You're waiting for me to talk about Carmelo Anthony because this was like the play of the game. He made 2 plays that saved the game for the Knicks. So this is my one chance to say something good about Carmelo Anthony. This may never happen again, so stay tuned. All right. So it was tied up. The Knicks had the ball, 24 seconds to go. They decide to ISO with Melo. He finished with 14 points, 4 rebounds, a very nondescript game. He wasn't in the flow of the offense the entire game. He was the team, let me see, of the starters, he was the second leading scorer on the Knicks. So, this is what happened. Carmelo Anthony against Andrew Wiggins. He gives him a jab step with his right foot. And right there, that's when the play was over. Because Wiggins was too late to react, and as long and athletic as he is, that created just enough space for Melo to pop the shot from the right wing, and it went in. So that was a clear-cut case of a veteran schooling a youngster, and that was a real pressure shot, and Melo has hit a lot of those in his career. He's a mid-range assassin, as far as I'm concerned. But, you know, let's go on the other side of this play. I think it was a poor job of Andrew Wiggins. And before I even talk about Andrew Wiggins messing up this defensive assignment on Carmelo Anthony, before I even go into that, let me say this. I know I'm an armchair coach. I'm an armchair NBA scout. I know that in a pressure situation, you don't have the ability to think things thoroughly. It's just a boom reaction, and before you know it, the play's over. So, somebody like me can sit here and rewind the tape and look at this again and again and again. Wiggins doesn't have that luxury. I get it. But now hear me out. If you're Andrew Wiggins, you know that when Carmelo Anthony began his NBA career, you were in Pampers, okay? You were in diapers, wetting yourself when Carmelo Anthony was scoring buckets for the Denver Nuggets. Therefore, Carmelo Anthony is no longer the explosive athlete that he was earlier in his career. So, if you know that, why are you reacting to a jab step? Why are you giving ground? When Carmelo Anthony steps towards you, why are you backing up? He's not going to the basket. He's not going to blow past you. He's like 12 years older than you. His athleticism has diminished. He has a reputation of being a great shooter, but athletically speaking, Andrew Wiggins should not be giving ground when Carmelo Anthony jab steps. It's just not a prudent thing to do. It's something, I believe Melo knew before he even shot the ball. Melo knew what he was going to do. I'm going to jab step and then I'm going to shoot it when he backs off. That's exactly what he did. And, this is why it disappoints me. Because Wiggins, although he's a youngster, this is not his first game. This is not his 10th game. This is not his first week in the league. Even though he's a youngster, he's been in the league for a couple of years. He should understand veterans trying to trick him. And that's what Melo did. So then the final play of the game, Melo just, deflects the inbounds pass and takes it away from Zach LaVine. Now, I can't say that he tricked Zach LaVine. I think it was just Zach LaVine knew that he had no timeouts left. He knew that he had to throw the ball somewhere, or else there would be a violation and the game's over. And nobody got open for Zach LaVine to get the ball. Plus, Melo was pressuring the inbounds pass. Usually, or not, I don't even know if it's usually, but you see sometimes teams don't pressure the inbound pass, and they just have a guy playing center field. Melo didn't do that, and that put a lot of pressure on Zach LaVine, who, even though Melo, like I said, athletically isn't what he used to be, he's still 3 inches taller than Zach LaVine. So that extra length helped Melo secure the game. So there you have it. Timberwolves lose again. Knicks pull out, eke out a victory. And it was an exciting game. I'm glad that I tuned in and watched my old guys get the job done. So that's all I got to say. I hope my New York people, I hope you liked this video because I said something good about Melo. And I'll see you next time. Peace.